couple years ago, Melvin's like, here's a Dualtron Storm. Like, I never got anything from anybody. No offense to my favorite channels, Freshly Charged, Electric Scooter Guide. I was a little jealous when I saw Sarancer's video. I got ancillary, I got side sales from that. I didn't have sales for a while. I didn't really make many pro videos at that time for a couple months. When that video came out, I made a bunch of extra sales. I was like, what the hell is this from? I was like, thank you, Sarancer. I didn't make any money until Coach came into the business. When I worked for VoroMotors USA, it's just a point and click. And I am back with them, and I'm not selling shit.
2 days ago, there was 2 orders. The guy canceled the first order, and the second order was your code.
Oh, nice, nice.
We just got a scooter someone was test riding, and they just stole it.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, just 30 minutes before you came.
No offense, Yogi. But like, I have a pet peeve when girls are driving.
Here we go. Cut the camera off. Nothing's canceled.
I have a really pet peeve about that.
I'm not gonna get murdered by my girlfriend. Sorry, you know I'm not a racist, but I am a fattest. I mean, look at this motherfucker. This guy's like 9 feet tall. So. Melvin said to me, when you're high, you can eat this.
Yes.
You fucking said that, team.
This is from Singapore. Welcome to the first Voro pod. This is Melvin, and here is my co-host, Levin.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the first pod. I'm excited for this. I'm excited to talk about a lot of things with you guys and also with Melvin.
Yeah, we'll talk about anything scooter related or anything non-scooter related, everything under the sun.
Yeah. Anything that you guys want, let us know. We'll talk about it in the next pod. Let's go.
Yeah, we'll start off with Q2 update, what we have done so far, what we are trying to do in Q3, and we can go from there.
Yeah, Q2.
Okay, so Q2 updates. So far, you've been to China. Like, tell me about your trip to China.
Q2, I think Q2 was a big China trip. I stayed there for 3 weeks, Melvin. And thanks for the opportunity, like always.
Thank you.
Yeah. The main goal of that trip was to see the production and the R&D process of the very next scooter that we're going to release soon is the Cruiser 7 or Cruiser V2. Yeah. So I'm very excited. That was a long trip, a lot of jet lag, but a lot of good food. I miss it, especially Dave, man. I miss you, man.
Any crazy story? Have you been to any massage?
Oh yeah, there was a lot of stress stuff on certain days. So at the end of the day, we'll go back to Wu Yi, me and Dave, and then we'll maybe go eat and then take a massage and go back home and go sleep. So the massages are, man, those girls are small and tiny, but they'll drill your bones. I didn't know I had muscle in those places before.
Now, to all the audience, Wuyi is a city in China where a lot of supply chain on electric scooter, motors, batteries, they are all located in that region. Yeah, so the Cruiser 7, have you seen how it looks like?
Yeah, I've seen the bare frame, bare minimum, not even built, and from the get-go, I'm gonna tell you guys that it's a big upgrade, a more robust frame compared to the Cruiser 6. Okay. You guys are gonna love it. I can't wait for you guys to see it, and I hope we get to you and you guys will be happy for it. A lot of changes have happened on the Cruiser V2. A lot of things are plug and play now. So tech support, your repair, in-house repair at Voro or even at your house will be a lot easier. You won't mix any wires. You don't need to question anything. Or the height, big one. Any of you tall riders is probably a big factor with the Cruiser.
How tall is the handlebar? Is it the same height as you?
Let's just say if I ride it and all the way back top, I'll look like a monkey. It's not something that I want to ride like that, but yeah, it's suitable for at least 6-foot riders. Biggest change is the motors. Just like the Roadrunner Pro, it's split rim now. So easy tire changes, easy motor changes and repairs. So it's a plus and plus for you guys and a plus and plus for us. Yeah.
A lot of customers, especially if you're buying a scooter under 2K, there's just no motors that are split rim other than the Roadrunner Pro. If you're looking at the Mantis, King, GT, the InMotion series, everything requires you to use tire spoons to take it out. And the Cruiser V2 is probably going to be the first one that comes with true split rim tire.
Yeah. So just to further on comment on that, it's split rim tire and split rim motor. So your motor again can split by its own, and the split rim can split by its own. It's not like the Mantis Pro SC where it just splits the rim. So big difference.
How many wires are inside the deck? Can you count?
It's less than 5.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very easy and straightforward. There is a lot of room inside the deck now, so it's not so cramped like the Cruiser 6 where you have to kind of push everything in. So it's much more streamlined, easy to see, easy to troubleshoot.
Yeah, it's going to be simple, stupid. Very easy for anyone to understand what wire goes to where.
Yes, like I always say, I like the phrase that I like is KISS. Keep it simple.
Sounds good. The China trip, like rice is free, right?
Yeah, right. Oh man, rice is everywhere. Everywhere you go. Actually, the one story I wanted to mention is me and Dave went to Hot Pot.
Okay.
And before we went to Hot Pot, I don't know why he wanted to go to the grocery store. So he bought a pack of noodles. So when we went to we bought that, and then we went to Hot Pot, went all that, and then all of a sudden he just opens it and puts it in the Hot Pot. Here, that's abnormal.
Oh, from the grocery store?
Yeah, the grocery store. He literally grabbed the ramen and oh yeah, we're gonna go eat it at the Hot Pot. I'm like, what? That's allowed here?
Oh, so the hot pot store allowed him to bring his own noodles?
Yes. And he just put it in there and we ate it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then also you could bring your own alcohol. A lot of drinking over there. Shout out to HM. But it was great, good time. But that was a crazy story with I was shocked. But overall, China was a good trip, and it was a good eye opener culture-wise. Yeah.
Okay,
So-
that's awesome. Is for the VoroMotors V3, we
Yeah.
can share a little bit of details, not too much. How's the pedals looking like?
Pedals is pretty good. It's normal and then nothing crazy. It works the way it is, but again, Roadrunner is meant for the dual motor. Pedals is just a plus, as a bonus, to help the regulation and stuff like that.
So please don't call in to support to ask why your pedals are not working.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to help you guys to be able to ride freely, and then the pedals is just a bonus support for you guys. So, but it should work still, but I would still use the throttle.
Okay, awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. Any suspension increase?
Suspension, you guys are in it for the rear suspension.
Yeah, there's already rear suspension,
Yeah.
but we are adding more suspension
Yeah.
to them.
So this is going to be the biggest change for the V3, Roadrunner V3, is the suspension. It's very comfortable. I rode it. It's what you guys have been waiting for, pretty much. And then, yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for you guys to have it in your hands. This is going to be a big one.
How do you think about the way Chinese people are working?
Oh, Chinese people, they work so hard, man. Like non-stop, very strict, like very army style. Like on to the point. You have to get it done. That's pretty much the motto there. Get it done one way or the other. It's crazy. I was very shocked in the culture over there. It's a very different culture than here in America. So at least we could always, like I said, you'll never experience it unless you're in there. We could always talk, but you'll never walk to walk until you experience it with them. So thanks to you, I went to China, I experienced it. Now I understand the culture, work culture in China. So,
Yeah, it's no joke.
yeah, it's
no
really
joke.
no joke.
Yeah, awesome.
So-
Other than the new products like the Cruiser 7 and Roadrunner V3, the operational side, any updates that we have done so far in Q2?
Q2, we've developed a better NPI,
Okay.
new product introduction. So that will help a lot of transparency between the China team and the US team. Also an accessory NPI, so every single accessory that we try to launch, it's more clear, and then we won't have any delays. Just like Apple. When Apple says we're launching at this date, we're going to launch at this date. So we have to follow the highest standards as much as possible. So.
Yeah, we really appreciate Levin here. Seriously, like there's a lot of broad topics that Levin is helping us in, like the tech side, the product side, product launch. It's just non-stop. He's a go-getter, so easy to work with. Been an amazing journey.
Thank you.
Yeah. You came from Tronic, like you were co-founder of Tronic.
Tronic, Ryan.
Yeah, so he used to make controllers, pretty much. But right now we just work with this new company called EBMX.
Yep, EBMX.
Yeah. How are their controllers?
EBMX is another crazy controller. Off the bat, I'll just give you guys 1,000 amps. Yeah, I mean, 1,000 amps is a good number. So it's a big boost. I call it like a stage 3 upgrade for your whatever PEV you're gonna put it on, or specifically the E-Ride Pro. So the biggest one for the E-Ride Pro is it will be plug and play for your E-Ride Pro. It will be set up easily for you guys to install. And don't forget, what was the promo code, Melvin? I think we had a promo for EBMX.
Yeah, we do. If you buy an E-Ride Pro from us, it's $200 off the EBMX. Only at VoroMotors.com.
Don't miss out, man.
Yeah.
It's a good deal. These controllers are pretty expensive, but we got you guys.
Can we have the EBMX for the Roadrunner Pro?
It's possible. It's very possible. We have to work with EBMX itself.
Yeah.
Let's see what they come out with, or maybe what we could collaborate with, but it is possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Shipping. We have a new warehouse in New Jersey.
Yeah. New Jersey. So just to simple things out, shipping from California to the East Coast takes a while. We're trying to get you guys your scooters and whatever you guys order quicker. So if we had a warehouse, which we do now in New Jersey, anybody, if you cut the US in half, anything from the halfway point and to the East Coast or the West Coast, you'll get it faster. So this warehouse in New Jersey will help us out in our shipping.
Yeah. No matter how fast we ship, let's say even if we ship it out the next day, if we are shipping out from California all the way to East Coast, the proximity is too far. We just cannot get you the products fast enough with UPS or FedEx.
Yeah, it's just imagine that if you ship from the West Coast, anywhere in the West Coast, and goes to the East Coast, it might go through 2, 3, or even 4 trucks. If you're in a closer zone, in the best explanation I could say is you'll probably go through 1, maybe 2 max trucks. So less movement and less damages. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to hear. I think a lot of customers are getting the experience. If you're in the East Coast tri-state area, you will get your products so much quicker than shipping all the way from California. Sometimes UPS lose our packages too, and they don't update the tracking number, so there's no way for any customer service reps to tell you where your package is. UPS lose it. Yeah.
So this should help us. Just give us some patience and just transition. Once it really settles down, we got you guys.
Got it. Awesome. I think that's all the updates that we have. Lastly, maybe customer service side. Right now our response time is very fast. If you give us a phone call, someone should pick up immediately, or if we miss out your call, you should get a call back immediately. There's so much updates on the website, like factory order. Because there's so many parts in a scooter, sometimes customers are trying to buy them, and we just don't want to carry that part if we don't have to. So now we open up all the parts on our website so you can buy them. All right, the legend is here.
We have a visitor, guys.
What's going on, guys? Hey. Melvin, how you doing, buddy? What's going on, Levin? My ace in the hole. How you doing, man?
I'm good. And you?
I'm good. This camera's live right here? Is that what's going on? Okay,
so I can
look at you. Okay, very good. I'm good. I can't complain. You guys know I scootered here and I bragged about it right away. So, a long ride from Hollywood, 15 miles.
What'd you bring today?
I brought the RS, the InMotion RS.
While you're riding here, do you see a GTR?
No, I didn't see anybody on a GTR. Who was out there on the GTR?
We just got a scooter someone was test riding, and they just stole it.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, just 30 minutes before you came.
Oh my God, I'm sorry to hear that. But you guys probably have like information from him, but is it fake information, you figure? Or?
Oh no, there's an air tag inside, so we are tracking him right now. If you're out there, we are tracking you.
I know, yeah. You guys need to stop.
I didn't. That's fucking crazy. How often does that happen to you guys?
2 weeks ago, we had another incident. This guy came, took 10 scooters, break in. we found them.
Somebody broke in and stole
Yeah.
10 scooters.
Yeah, correct.
But that's not, if somebody comes in to test ride and drives away, that's got to be pretty rare, right?
That happens.
And
I've heard though that like maybe even if they give you their license, like they just don't care. You know?
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Correct.
Well, remind me not to steal a scooter from you guys, but you've given me so many. Why would I steal them? Like, I told you, if we're bored, there's nothing to talk about. I can talk about my 7 Voro scooters, like I do on my live stream, pretty regularly.
You have the Roadrunner SE. How is it so far?
I barely use it, to be honest with you, because I'm going to modify it.
Oh,
Just to be
okay.
straight up. Yeah, that scooter to me looks like something I'm going to modify. I think it's a good first scooter for somebody. That's what I think it's perfect for, if you're not going to modify it. But I kind of took it from you under the assumption that I'm going to put money into it and put make it like a super fast little vehicle.
Right.
Yeah.
Levin used to make a lot of scooters that's highly modified. Like, what was the fastest that you went?
my Fido goes 80 plus.
Yeah, he told me his wife forced him to stop doing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was when I got engaged, and then maybe about 3 or 4 months before the wedding, she said, "You are banned from that scooter, and you cannot ride it."
You
at
told
all.
me this a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I never forgot. It was really funny.
Yeah.
My girlfriend is a genius. She's very smart. She says women are too smart to ride these vehicles. What is it, like a 90% male demographic, your customers? What do you think?
Mostly male, yes.
Mostly, 90%
Yep,
plus,
mostly,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. My YouTube analytics are it's insane. 97% male.
Wow.
That's crazy, right?
Don't worry, we're not forgetting about you girls.
We want some ladies.
Fast girl.
Oh, fast girl,
Yeah,
yes.
Fast girl just got her Roadrunner Pro.
Yeah, we have this like modified rims, pink in color.
Right on.
There's
right
a
on.
European lady that
a girl scooter, you mean? Female-oriented scooter.
Correct,
That's
correct.
cool. Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, why not? We definitely, if we can you can break into get women to ride these things, man. The market to me seems really small. You know what? I didn't see a GTR out there, but what I noticed is, to this day, I see more Tesla Cybertrucks on the road than I do a big dual motor scooter. I just feel like that means the amount of growth, the potential is just insane. You know?
Because there's a lot of people that doesn't realize how beneficial riding an electric scooter is.
It's getting there. I think maybe the next only big step they really need is battery technology needs to hit the very little next level. When I watch my friend William Cervantes, he's another driver. He started on like electric bikes, bigger bikes, and eventually he's on a gas-powered moped now. When I watch him take like multi-100-mile road trips around California, I'm like, man, when you can do something like that on an electric scooter, man, that's going to be the deal, the game changer for sure.
Solid state batteries.
What is that? I don't even know. What does that even mean?
They're very, very thin batteries, but they have such high capacity. Once that gets kind of situated in the market, it's going to be a big switch.
You think the supply chain is ready?
No, it's not even ready at all. We're still stuck in lithium-ion batteries. It's still the standard, and it's still a huge market for it. I mean, look at the Teslas; they're still using lithium-ion. So until that changes the market, or somebody just creates something crazy, small, high capacity.
I think that's really it, because I do feel like a stand-up scooter specifically, we've done so much, like the business has done so much with these. How much you can put on better tires, better brakes, but it's really the same thing. So that battery change is really going to be the next big thing.
I think within the next 5 years, it'll happen. It has to happen.
Like, how crazy is it, like, from the first scooter you had until now?
That's what I try to remind people, because people, listen, this is a tough business, a scooter business. It's a problem-solving business, in my opinion. Right. I feel for you guys. I love being an affiliate, to be honest with you. I can make sales, answer little questions, but
thank you.
I know, you guys have been very good to me. We have a good relationship, but I don't want. It's a tough business. I was in other businesses in my entire life. My family was in the textile business, a warehouse making like vinyl shower curtains, table covers, a complaint business as well. You're dealing with the customers, other dealers, even. You guys have franchises and shit, right? So, like, I don't want to have to deal with that shit. I try to remind people what things were like 5 years ago, okay? 5 years ago, all the lower end scooters, first of all, looked the same. Like, even like, it's very exciting. We're going to talk about the EMOVE Cruiser V2 today, you and me, right now?
Yeah.
In a minute. But that frame was on 20 different models, brands. Now, as time has moved forward, you really only see it on the EMOVE Cruiser. I don't see it on other models. And there's a good variety of lower end scooters. I just feel like it's a price point business. And people are trying to always get more for their money. So it just used to be that all the lower end scooters sucked. Now, like a $2,000 scooter from almost anywhere is decent. It's good. Like everything is leveled up. You know, so. And the top tier scooters are just squeezing as much as they can. The Cabo, Dualtron, InMotion. I've never ridden a Nami, but I do include that in like the top level. But that's really, those are the four. Everything else is below that for the most part, you know?
Right.
But like you can get a lot for your money now. $2,000, you can get a lot more for your money than you could years ago. You'd have to buy a real piece of crap. But I feel like it's a great time to be a customer. It's a great time to buy a scooter. Use my bonus codes, will you? Yeah, things have changed crazy. My first scooter was an Irby GT Pro. Do you guys even know what that is?
Yeah, I know
You're
what
in the
that is.
business.
Yeah.
So
When I first looked at scooters 5 years ago, I made the same mistake that I think people make the mistake of. I want it to be micro. It's got to be small. I really want. That's why there's this craft of making small Roadrunner and Fidos, right? That craft that's a small, real scooter. Those scooters, if you want to buy something, they're very, very fucking expensive. So I made the first mistake when I bought my first scooter of how I want it really small, so I can bring it into the supermarket. That scooter, if you remember, was cool. It folded up into a wheelbarrow.
Oh.
It was very cool. The frame was very cool. The frame was special. It was unique.
That's the
Irby
one with
Pro.
a lot of holes, right?
Yes, exactly,
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
Right.
It's
I
got,
think
like, the
didn't
little
they
V-frame.
try to target like schools?
Well, listen. At the very beginning, I was there in 2019. They had a store in Pasadena. Yeah, I think it like Old Pasadena or Pasadena.
yeah.
And they did say that like, we're going to sell this to UPS.
Yeah.
The mailmen are going to use it. And I didn't know. I was brand new at the time. 5 years ago, you know, I'm like brand new, like almost anybody else in this business. 2019, right? And it was a cool little scooter, but it was very small. Went 18 miles an hour, which eventually, like you guys know about this business, since it's mostly males. Something about us. We're always going to want to go faster. 18 miles per hour was a joke. But anyhow, there was nobody, that company they went out of business, I guess, and they couldn't service me. My battery died. I just gave up on the scooter. But then my next scooter was a EMOVE Cruiser, like a clone. I tried to clone them from Alibaba, AliExpress. I don't know if you guys know, I had 4. I called them Outlier scooters. Almost the same thing as like the EMOVE Cruiser. Same thing, but I have my brand name Outlier. That used to be the name of my channel, Outlier Scooters.
Hold on, can I say something? Okay, you know, Peter is the guy who made the Outlier scooters for him.
Really?
Yes.
What?
Really? So so I went to the source, right?
Yeah. You went to one of the source.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
I have videos. I remember opening up, and so the way things change are, you only seen rental scooters. When I got my clones, I opened up the box like, this is a beast. This is the biggest thing you've ever seen. It's amazing, like most of the market just hasn't seen anything yet. But so I had 4 of those. I rode them into the ground. I was thinking about, should I go into the business of selling these? That was really what I was thinking about doing. Kind of glad I didn't. I'm glad that YouTube worked out. Because scooter sales, like I said, God bless you guys who are willing to work this business. But I can't, I like an easy, peaceful life. So
Peter, that's crazy.
It is crazy. That was 4 years ago when he sent me a picture of the Outlier scooters. Then I saw his channel. His channel has grown so much since then.
Well, I'm blessed. I'm super lucky. I still feel like a small channel, but like I'm just committed to it. It's like my whole life is based around making these fucking videos. I finally cursed. It took how long do we go? But my day is based on working, downloading, editing. You know, I recently got involved with a girl. I haven't had a girlfriend for a while, so we're getting serious. So like the weekends are for her, but 5 days a week I'm making and shooting content. You know, I just want to get videos out there. YouTube is a tough business.
Yogi, you want to talk about your group, your Facebook group?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. EMOVE Roadrunner Academy?
Yeah.
We're just talking about the Roadrunner.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Roadrunner.
Legend.
Yeah, it's
the
a
one
big
started the
group, yeah.
I feel super blessed. Not like, for those who don't know, out of nowhere a couple years ago, Melvin's like, here's a Dualtron Storm. Like, I never got anything from anybody. So for there, he just got like basically a lifetime of devotion from me. Then he gave me many, many more scooters, made money with affiliate deals, but he also gave me one of the first Roadrunner Pros around here. And I remember you gave me a V2.
Yeah.
And I did really good with that. I wasn't even sure if you were going to give me a Pro. At that stage, I didn't know what was going on. You gave me a Pro. It was one of the first ones. Levin fucking...
Oh yeah, I remember this.
Levin drove it to me.
Yes.
Levin, he drove it to me on the back of his vehicle. Dude, I know that you guys work a lot more than I do. You're more driven. I almost feel like I can't work that hard anymore. I'm like 53 and I'm really trying to like have a peaceful, easy life. But I remember like you came at the end of your workday. This is the point. I was like, this guy was tired. Like, what a gift that you fucking brought this to me.
Yeah,
like,
I forgot
felt
about
for you.
that.
I felt bad for you.
Yeah.
But it was great. It was amazing getting like a personal delivery, and you had it on the back of your car on a bike rack.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I guess I started EMOVE Roadrunner Academy on Facebook just because, not even really any reason, just because I was starting to sell units. And I want to stand out as a YouTuber as, one, I don't review every scooter, because I feel like if I can't do thousands of miles on it, your opinion, no offense to my favorite channels, Freshly Charged, Electric Scooter Guide, you take each scooter, you ride 50, 100 miles at the most, and then it's stuck in somebody's garage or they sell it. That's the nature of the business. I felt like it'd be better for me to like pick X amount of scooters and just ride them consistently, so my thoughts on them are like deeper, so I try not to comment on other scooters that I don't own. But anyhow, so started selling some V2s, gave me the Pro, selling those. So let's make a page where if somebody has a problem, they can post it there, and we can go to the next step. We know they can call VoroMotors, okay? Customer service is a tough business, and now everything is online. So if somebody has a problem, they post it there, and I don't really get involved. They kind of solve it themselves. Sometimes, Melvin, you do come on there, which is really above and beyond. You never were obligated to come on to the page and help out. But I feel like I can tell the Roadrunner, the EMOVE line is like you. The other, you're more of a representative of the other stuff, Cabo and stuff. You're very close to them, but I know the EMOVE stuff is you. You're opening up a factory in China, right? That's going to really make the product.
Just to solve this problem.
Yeah. So I felt like, to be early on the Roadrunner line was amazing. And the page has got almost 4,000 members on it, and I don't accept it. I deny a lot of people because there's a lot of scammers that apply to the channel. It's actually terrible but good, since the whole point is to post a problem and I'll never delete it. So you can scroll through it. But on the other end, there's majority of people are bragging about their modifications, about I just reached 2,000 miles. Of course, that's also up there. But I never, that group's important to me because I'm really truthful. If anybody calls me out as like, oh, you're just trying to sell, it's like bullshit. Because everything is there for going back for years and you can use the search function. And I just feel like you guys are really behind the EMOVE products. And I feel like there's going to be more money in that in the future, just to be honest. Like, we're going to sell a lot of those. And I was a little jealous when I saw Sarancer's video. I got ancillary, I got side sales from that. I didn't have sales for a while. I didn't really make many pro videos at that time for a couple months. When that video came out, I made a bunch of extra sales. I was like, what the hell is this from? I was like, thank you, Sarancer. But I can only imagine how many units you guys have moved from that video with 700,000 views or maybe more now. And I was wondering what took you so long to get him a unit.
We just reached out because he's doing a bunch of seated form factor. I think Roadrunner Pro makes so much sense, so we just connected with him and say, hey, do you want to check this out?
He's got like the Zoomer and young millennial demographic.
Yeah.
The kids that are like, nobody 16-year-olds will watch my channel.
Yeah.
Probably even Electric Scooter Guide. But he has that young demographic, and he's like a legendary YouTuber at this point. He's always going to get X amount of views. He's on the good end of YouTube where he just grows.
Yeah.
It's very impressive. I mean, nothing bad. I thought it was dumb to hide his identity, but now years later, I'm like, that was a smart fucking idea.
He's very easy to work with. It's awesome so far. But
That's great.
Something crazy is that even though the subscriber count is different, every time someone comes in to buy Roadrunner Pro or E-Ride Pro, they talk about Suronster, they will say Yogi Steve.
Oh, I believe it. I appreciate the way I'm like, the amount of people who might know me and whatever the community is probably bigger than my actual channel, I feel like. Because for whatever reason, all I know is I go out there to work, 5 days a week and twice a day. Electric Scooter! I'm like, it's Electric Scooter Academy. It's like, it's not that hard of a name, like that's all they can remember. Steve, Yogi. But I was a long-time yoga teacher for 20 years in my neighborhood before this, taught a giant class almost 7 days a week. So I'm used to like being a very low level celebrity. I love it. Everybody who's a regular person should feel a tiny little bit of celebrity. It's just nice, a little bit, not too much. Z level, it's fine. But that's nice. I'm glad to hear that.
Wait, and, Yogi, your affiliate code is electric.
Well, I have $50 off for any EMOVE or Cabo. My base, 50. Electric Scooter Academy. Just the whole name.
Isn't that so long? I mean, even
Yeah,
I would be like,
use it. Yeah, but you know who the fact that you can say Schwarzenegger.
oh yeah, true.
And
Yeah, you got a
Pearl
point.
Jam is a dumb name.
Yeah.
We get adapted to like words and names. So yeah, it is long. But I have other ones. GTR, ESA GTR for $300 off the GTR. ESA 100 for $100 off the Mantis. I know all my codes way too well. Honestly, the truth is, again, whether people want to know this, between you and I didn't make any money until codes came into the business. When I worked for VoroMotors USA, it's just a point and click. And I am back with them, and I'm not selling shit. I've sold 2 scooters in 6 months. It's an embarrassment, but I feel like the point and click just to get a sale is a way harder for an affiliate to get paid. When the code is there, the person using it is using it for the discount, But especially the $50 ones, that's more out of loyalty to me. They're like, let's let him get this. So the code, that changed everything for me. Really, I mean.
Yeah, I go through Shopify and sometimes I see his affiliate code. So I'm like, dang, that thing's pretty long. People
but
memorize it.
Yeah, they're doing it because they're like, I have a high conversion rate if you look at my numbers, which I might not get as many clicks because I'm smaller, but I have like a lot of loyal people. Yeah. And I feel like when you sell the truth as close as you can, because as a salesman, you're bending a little. There's nothing you could do. I feel, my opinion. Can't speak for anybody else, but yeah. No, I'm glad people use the goddamn codes.
Do you feel like people are using your code because they want you to be credited for it?
100%. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because especially for a $50 off code or $1,500 or more, I mean, off of like you buy Wolf King GT, I sold a lot of those. I only had a $50 coupon for that.
Speaking about this topic, I was going through our orders. I think 2 days ago, there was 2 orders, same person, same like address, and it was like 5 minutes apart. The guy canceled the first order because I'm not gonna say what code they use, and then the second order was your code.
Oh, nice. People.
I was like, whoa, okay, so you canceled it just for that.
I believe it. Yeah, people are loyal, you know, because I think we'll talk about this again off camera. Like I'm streaming, okay, and all of a sudden, 3 or 4 months ago, the algorithm somehow is favoring live streaming more than ever. When I used to stream, I get 30 or 40 people viewing at a time, and maybe the video would get like 500 views in total. And then, I don't know if YouTube, usually the way it works is the video just dies after that. About 4 months ago, maybe 6 months ago, it was like kind of right when I met this girl, I was getting lucky, you know, life was lucky. I remember actually, I told her, I said, I'm streaming, come and talk with everybody. You know, get your account up there. Her account is her account is Yogi Steve's girl. Yeah. So
for real?
Yeah, for real. She spells it like G-U-R-L, but yeah.
Subscribe, guys.
It is. Yeah. No, we're hiding her identity. That's the thing. Like I said, she's a serious professional, so I'm not letting. I'll just tell people that she's a doctor. I'm bragging like a doctor. A doctor's going out with me. Forensic pathologist, not any other doctor, any regular doctor. You know, doing autopsies is insane. But anyhow, so maybe 5 or 6 months ago, I started streaming, and all of a sudden, instead of having like 30 or 40 people in the chat, 100, 200, 300, even as many as 400. And that stream got 7,000 views. And I was like, what the fuck happened? And I think YouTube kind of changed the way you scroll through, and I think YouTube is trying to catch up with TikTok, Twitch, other live streaming platforms, because live streaming is just growing tremendously.
Yeah.
Anybody can make a video, but can you get on there and just talk?
Yeah.
You know, not everybody can do that. I know I can do that. So that stream was months ago, and I started streaming more often since then. And I'm getting like 3,000 views per video, which for me is quite a bit. And these are live stream views. These are harder to get. So, but I don't make any money on it. So I was going to ask you to sponsor it. We'll talk about this later.
We'll discuss.
I need money. I need payment for this though. Not like, because what it is it doesn't really pay much. The views on that with the Google AdSense, it pays almost nothing. Plus I smoke weed and play music on there, so they demonetize it. But so it's hard when I do it for an hour. I feel like, you know what, I do love it, but it's work.
Have you tried ever getting like cannabis sponsor, like weed sponsor?
Nah, I'm very nervous about. I don't want to mix that with my channel. I would maybe do another channel. There was a time where that was very dangerous. You could get like, they could turn your channel off. They could deactivate you.
Okay.
Now it's more loose because there's so many states in the U.S. The world's view on cannabis has changed a lot, but honestly, even when I smoke on the stream, I do this thing. I say, let's light the smoke machine. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. And then I go behind the camera and I blow smoke into it. Like, you know, like I just really want. My channel. It really is important to me. It's like my entire life, basically, like half my life, I would say. You know, really important to me. I'm still a personal trainer. I still have like a regular business with some clients. I don't want to take a chance. You know. So I used to smoke right in front, but then, you know, I don't do it anymore. But anyhow, point being is, I'm getting a lot of views on there and a lot of new people and stuff, but it's work. And I'm like, I would stream more often if I could get paid. Good deal. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
And I do like streaming, but when I do it, like I'll sometimes skip a couple weeks because it's hard work, especially if I worked all day. You know, and I'm already talking while I'm working. On the stream, I've actually resorted to fucking drinking these stupid things.
I saw you just started drinking energy drink, huh?
About 6 months ago, again, I got this girlfriend. I made a promise to myself I would take her out more often. I go to bed at 8 o'clock at night. I get tired.
That's early.
When the sun goes, you're young men. When the sun goes down, I get tired. I just do. I'm fit and everything, in shape, but I'm old. I'm 54 almost. Soon to be 54. Regardless, I go to bed early, but I promised myself I would go out late and take her out more. She's younger than me, of course, not a lot. She's 47. She's not a kid. So one night we went out to see my buddy's band, And it was like 9 o'clock start time. I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna die. And somebody's like, have an energy drink. Of course, I know what energy drinks are. I just drink coffee, and I would never touch coffee at night. But I had one, and I was like, oh shit, this is stronger than coffee. I really like it. I know I can be like a little addictive. So now it's just like no more than 2 a day. Only when I'm working. I'm only drinking this because you had it here for me. But I like caffeine. I think is a very safe drug.
Yeah, we have donuts here if you want.
No, I appreciate it. I'm not gonna. Let's see what you got though. What do you got though?
Just take it, Steve.
No, I'm not eating any of this. I'm curious what you got. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty good.
It's like an LA thing. I think ever since we moved here, like so many people are getting donuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I brought you guys donuts once. You had donuts here us last time, but I just had tacos before I came here. Once I got into the neighborhood, I saw I'm gonna eat tacos here. This is a good taco neighborhood.
Right.
But I think back to the Roadrunner, right? Mm-hmm. So the page is really important. People have problems. They can share their problems there. A lot of brags on there. If you want to make it go faster or longer, a lot of guys are getting more batteries, learning how to do that. But super proud of that page, reaching 4,000 members. And they're true, it's a real 4,000 members because people sign up and I can just tell they're a scam account or people post shit for sale. They're gone forever. You only see them once. The members on there are very protective too. I'm very lucky. I'll miss stuff sometimes. They'll tag me and I'll just delete it. But I feel like to have a real sit-down scooter, that's the thing. I'm sure you understand. Like, there's scooters with the seats, but with the post. I did that for a year, more than a couple years, almost a couple years, and they're not good.
Correct.
They're not. Scooters are made to be stood on. That post is vertical. The base will always get loose, except for maybe at the highest end, maybe like on a Dualtron X or something. Maybe that post doesn't get loose. But every other brand, just stand on it. That's what they're made for. So the Roadrunner is like, it really is a scooter, no pedals. It's a scooter. It's just a throttle, but you sit on it and you're ergonomically, you're like more normal. I mean, I as a teacher, I always can remember what something is like when it's new. You never forget because it's easy to make fun of somebody. Oh, you're scared of this, scared of that. I can do this, I can do that. When I first got on that Roadrunner Pro, I was like, what the fuck? Like, it's a motorcycle, dude.
He was spinning his front. Yeah, he was spinning his front wheel.
But also though, it's faster. It feels faster. You're closer to the ground. I'm not on 2 feet anymore, but it felt like a real mini motorcycle. Now that I've been riding it for a while, I'm just out there ripping. It's fine, but for like a new owner to get one of those, the feeling is crazy. It just sells itself, Yeah,
100%. Sure. I think a lot of people underappreciate the Roadrunner form factor. Like there was a customer this Saturday, they had a Suron or E-Ride Pro, then they came back here to get a Roadrunner Pro because they can simply put it in a car.
Yes, yeah, that's the thing is you need a truck or a bike rack to transport Talaria, Suron, E-Ride, that class, right? Yeah. And that's also like a big problem for people. They really want to be able to put it in their car. Although as somebody who I sold my last car almost 6 years ago, I haven't had a car for 6 years.
Damn.
It's a tremendous success to be a young man in LA like me, not own a car, and still have a girlfriend. And she's not my first without a car. This is going to be terrible. She's going to kill me. She watches everything, by the way. She literally has watched all my videos. I've made like 650 delivery videos. I think she's watched hundreds of them. She watches every stream. Gotta watch what I say.
Curious, how do you guys go out? Like, let's say if you guys are going to date night, how do you guys
drives
travel?
Everywhere. She drives everywhere. Okay. It's as simple as that. She drives everywhere. And if I need a car in LA, you call an Uber or something. I live in Hollywood. She lives in Sherman Oaks. For a long time, I would just go out to Sherman Oaks, just bring my scooter to her place, and we'd hang out there. But I mean, that's just the truth. She just basically drives everywhere. But also, we're not old, but we're older, so we just watch TV. We Netflix and chill a lot.
Oh, okay.
And we Netflix and chill a lot. We just.
No offense, Yogi, but like when girls are driving.
Here we go. Cut the camera off. Lemon's canceled.
I have a really pet peeve about that.
Oh, I love it.
I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. Maybe because I'm like born traditional, and when back home, all I see is just guys driving their girlfriends, wives, and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So when I see it here, I'm like, bro, can you like drive or something? I don't know. I think it's just my mindset or something.
Listen, I got nothing to say because I have thoughts about this topic, but I feel like I'm not stupid. Like, I've been recording myself for a long time. I'm not editing this, so I'm not going to get murdered by my girlfriend.
But yeah, it's just a pet peeve of mine.
Oh my God! So nobody will hear that. That's wonderful. Thanks for that, buddy. But that's standard. The grip on that, the girlfriend grip, they can call it. That is standard because she drives everywhere. I'd be out of my mind to complain about her style of driving. And maybe in the early part of the relationship, she made it clear, like, shut up, I'm driving. And I'm like, you're right. Like, I'm like, oh, hold on, let's go. And like a car will be coming right at me. They'll be like, oh my God, did she see it? It's like, you're committed to this girl, right? Boom, like, yeah, it is crazy. She's a great driver. She's actually like, male or female, like a super high level genius. She went to Stanford. To be a forensic pathologist is a crazy high level doctor. And I'm in love with her. I'm very lucky. And she's actually moving to Hollywood to be closer to me. So it's no more trips to Sherman Oaks. but really more of a question, how would I go on just a date without a car before her even? And I would just, I'd try to meet a girl at a place where we could eat outside, or I could pull the scooter right up. But for me, I don't know, I grew up in car culture in New Jersey. You can cut back to this is a normal conversation. Right? What do you do, whatever you want to do. I grew up in car culture in New Jersey, so before I got my license, the year before was nonstop looking at cars in the Auto Trader, dying for a car. I was lucky, I was kind of not super rich kid, but kind of spoiled rich kid. So on my birthday, I got an 85 Camaro. On my birthday, it was an 87, so it was technically used. But 85 Camaro, pretty cool car. But my dad was a genius because it looked cool, it was a sports car, but it was only a slow 6-cylinder. It wasn't that fast. The IROC was the true fast Camaro of the time. Which
that's the muscle car, right?
Yeah.
Like the Mustang kind of car. Yeah.
My dad actually was was into mid '60s Mustangs and shit. We had 3 or 4 of those around our house at one point, and then Volkswagens at one point.
Fastback.
Red '65 Mustang's a cool car, but yeah, not owning a car in LA, that's kind of my thing at this point. And I feel status and culturally, never worried about that. I'm not into clothes or representing as somebody with money or success or anything. Whatever it is I like just to have hobby jobs. If my job can be a hobby, then I know everything I need in life's gonna happen. So living without a car in LA, it's a trip.
Dang, Melvin, imagine I didn't have a car.
You probably have to drive here to work though, right?
Well, I live in OC.
People need cars for work for sure. And I think if I had a family and kids, I'd want to have a car just God forbid there's an emergency. If you have kids, I think you should have a car nearby.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I love not driving. It's the best thing having my girlfriend come pick me up. Thank you, sweetheart. And yeah.
It's actually doable if you're in LA not having a car. My first year here, I don't have a car.
Oh yeah,
Really?
Dude, weren't you riding the Fido or something?
Yeah, I was riding Fido around Skid Row. Our office was around there. It's crazy. How did you move from New Jersey to LA? What makes
you want to go deep into the story?
Yeah.
Fine. I can do cliff notes in that pretty good.
You drive?
How I got here first? It's funny. It's actually a relevant question. If I drove from Jersey to California, I actually did not. My friends all did because I went to Ithaca College, back east. This was known as a film school. They called it communication back then, but film and TV. So most people will move to California to be in the business, the entertainment business. Yeah. And I have friends that are super successful as editors, producers, directors. In the business that I went to school with and came out here. It was 25 years ago, or not 20 more. I followed them. I lived at home for a year. I tried to work in the family business, didn't want to do it. I was like, screw this, saved up some money. And I also started playing poker. That was what happened. Really.
Oh.
That's what really happened. I forgot.
That's awesome.
It's really more complicated because I moved out here for a year, failed, went back home, worked for my dad for a year, saved up enough money, came back out, at the same time learning to play casino poker in Atlantic City. I went 52 weekends, winning 40 weekends out of 52.
Damn.
I was I could probably make a living at this. So, and then this happens a lot. It's then you move to Vegas, and that's where all the good players go. And I had a good year, but then by 15 months I went broke, and then just had to do whatever I had to do, become what I really did was go into the weed business, if you want to know the truth. So that's how that happened. But yeah, I moved out here to play poker for a living. And when internet poker started, not soon after, maybe mid-90s, I guess, late 90s, I played internet poker for a living as well.
Wow.
I did that for a long time. I loved it. I love poker, I love gambling in general. My families are gamblers. I was 15 years old going to Atlantic City with my family. My mom would put a suit and tie on me and sneak me in.
Wow.
And really just to watch her play so I could just sit with her. But my family is just a bunch of gamblers. So I moved out here to follow my friends mostly. And I've done a lot of things since I've been here. I've just done a lot of things. Mostly, I started Runyon Canyon Yoga. Runyon Canyon is this giant park where people go to hike, but at the entrance there was a spot. I was starting to begin a career as a professional yoga teacher. This is in my early 30s. I thought maybe I'll do a free class to promote myself. And as it turned out, the free class became what I was known for. Because in the early days, for 10 years basically, the class would have 50, 75 people. It was gigantic.
That's a lot of people.
It was really tremendous success because people talk about the economy being bad now, but this conversation was going on forever. I started it for people who couldn't afford a yoga class. Yoga class was like $20 back then for one class. It was a lot of money. So I did like a donation class. I called it free, but I said you could donate it if you want. Well, not really shady, but a little bit. But I actually made pretty good money because if 50 people each give $3, that's $150, right? It's pretty good. But I did good, and that was how I kind of built my reputation as a yoga teacher for 20 years or more. And to this day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, one of my first students, Daniel, who was a guy older than me, my first student almost 30 years ago, teaches Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and it's free. So you guys need a free yoga class. It's outdoors, it's nice, and my style of yoga is non-mystical. It's not like hippie yoga or whatever. It's more of a physical workout. None of us are like spiritual dialogue in it too much. There's no Sanskrit even. But yeah, that was my thing for a long time. Before the channel, it was just being a yoga teacher. I also teach privates out of my home, private yoga, but I also teach unconventional training, kettlebell, mace, and really all forms of strength training. It could be considered bodybuilding with dumbbells. I have a squat rack in my freaking apartment if people want to bench or squat. But a trainer for a very, very long time. I still have students to this day. COVID destroyed my training business though, because people didn't really want to be face to face for a couple. Remember that?
Right,
crazy, right?
It's crazy times.
Yeah.
What happened to this business during COVID?
Oh, that was a scary time. Like I think we moved here. I moved here like in 2020.
In 2020. Oh, so you were right at the beginning then.
Yeah,
right.
Wow.
Before COVID happened.
Yeah.
I think like half a year before COVID happened. Then COVID happened, the business was like very slow for the first 2 months. So you don't know what's going to happen. Then actually, I think this story, not a lot of people know this, but electric scooter guy reached out to me during that period, 2 months in, and asked me, hey, what are you experiencing? And we are saying that, hey, so many people are coming in to buy with the checks they're receiving from government.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of first responders. So,
Oh wow.
yeah, then we said, okay, why don't we do a first responder promotion? Then we did it with electric scooter guide to educate about the public. You cannot touch the bird scooters at the time.
Yeah.
So once that started, that's when the whole business took off.
Yeah, COVID probably helped this business.
Yes.
Because something you're doing this outside, right? I mean, beyond buying the scooter, having to come in, like the activity is outside by yourself, kind of,
Yeah.
Perfect COVID
I think
activity.
the PEV industry just spiked during COVID because everybody was just buying bikes and scooters.
But it all started off from the first responders because they need a way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's really interesting. Remember COVID? That shit was crazy. It's funny. I have a weird take on COVID. I did really good during COVID. I was margin trading crypto. I made and lost a ton of money. I'm open about that story, so I'm never afraid to talk about it. But I learned about margin trading, which is like gambling. I don't know if you know.
For crypto.
Yeah, for only crypto, no stocks. Yeah, I knew all crypto. So I made a lot of money, lost a lot of money.
That year was the year where Bitcoin spiked super high, right? At
Yeah.
19K, I think.
Yeah, I mean, are you even following it now? It came back to that level. I don't know if you're even aware.
Right now it's at 70, right?
Yeah.
So it's really having trouble for years breaking 70, but the fact that it came back, because when it crashed,
It was
I
like,
mean,
what, 30 grand?
it went down to 14. It went down 80%. Like traditionally, I wasn't really investing. The margin trading is gambling. I don't know if you really know it. It's different. It's not investing. People ask me how much Bitcoin did you have. I was like, none. Because it's like you just you're just trading. You're just margin trading, and you're getting loans from. I was using Qcoin, which Americans can't even use anymore. But it was exciting. I thought I was going to be a millionaire from that, and then I fell asleep. I woke up and it was all gone. It's a weird thing. Like, I was an inexperienced trader. I didn't take profits. I just kept rolling it over. So that's good when it's good. When it's bad, you don't sleep on it. I learned a lot. Not the first fortune I've lost, because I was also a poker player and made a six-figure amount of money and lost that. So up and down, up and down.
Yeah. Or you only trade Bitcoin?
No. I traded everything, and actually the altcoins moved faster. They were more exciting. So, but everything follows Bitcoin. If you're looking just in the general news and Bitcoin's going down, the whole market's going with it. So, I mean, I traded a lot of like VeChain, a lot of XRP, a lot of Cardano, pretty much the top well-known ones. And I'm thinking about it. I was one of those. I was really like, it is like a cult in hindsight. Because I remember being at group rides, be like, you got any crypto? You got any crypto? I just wanted to talk about it with anybody who wanted to talk about it, And it was a good learning experience. I would, if I had any money, I don't really have any money anymore, but if I had money for an investment, I would have 5 or 10% of my money in crypto. I think is fine. But the crypto market, crypto boys, what they do, the big mistake is you have all your money in crypto. That's a mistake, for sure.
We used to transact in Bitcoin for like a while, but it's so hard for accounting because like for present day value.
You were accepting Bitcoin when it was really like, it was almost mainstream accepted for a second there.
Right.
And you guys were like, we'll take, then that's pretty cool. I would have bought from you at that point though.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. You did try that, huh?
Yeah, we did try, but accounting side is very hard. Because how do you?
Of course.
Yeah.
I can only imagine. I mean, the price is not stable.
Correct.
You know,
so volatile.
Yeah, you would have to cash out immediately to get the present value.
Yeah, so it's very hard.
Yeah.
Very hard. Like one day this is worth certain amount of Bitcoin, the next day is different.
Yeah.
I remember though when regular businesses were starting to take crypto, and that's the thing is that's why I forgive myself for like being a little brainwashed, thinking like this is happening. You know, these major American companies are accepting this and promoting it. Say it again?
Tesla accepted him too.
Tesla was the beginning, right? But he's like, you kind of would expect him to, being like a tech guy. And, you know, conservatives love crypto. That side's a conservative. God, don't talk.
But also, I mean, Elon Musk, when he said something, oh yeah, I'm going to buy or sell something, everything just...
Yeah. I mean, I made a lot of money trading Dogecoin, now that I think about it.
Oh.
He said about Dogecoin.
Yeah, and even Shiba, which was also like a variant of that, I guess. Who saw that taking off? I own some of that. That was crazy times. But I'm lucky because I always prioritize just enjoying like having a good life, a peaceful life. You don't need much money for that. And yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not playing poker anymore though. People ask me all the time. I watch poker on TV every day though. I still do.
That's awesome.
Poker.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get to this kind of mental state is very hard in LA, especially where there's so much materialistic distractions.
Yeah.
So if someone today wants to find you for yoga lessons, how do they find you?
I mean, they can just drop a comment on the YouTube, I guess. I have everything on social media, but I'm not really hard looking for students, to be honest with you. I'm kind of like petering out the last students I have. Of course, if somebody local wants to train with me, it's really easy to find me because I have tons of social media all under Electric Scooter Academy, Instagram, even my Facebook, on my YouTube. It's pretty easy to find me. I'm not really hard looking for new clients, because I really just want to kind of be in the scooter business. Like I still feel like I got like 10 more years of this. In the next 10 years, this business is just going to explode. And so I feel like lucky to be involved with you guys because you're not just selling at this point. You're opening up a factory in China. You have to be in the business to know what this means.
Yeah.
It's really a big deal.
It's very tough to do, for sure.
I can imagine. I'm sure it's not going to happen tomorrow.
It's definitely a lot of work. Yeah. Like the Cruiser V2, let's talk about it a little bit more. The handlebars itself is as tall as Levin.
Well, that's what I did see. I should have made a list, but that's important.
Yeah.
The higher handlebars is super important because I feel like every scooter I have an extender on. Because I think it's made for like the 5'6", 5'7" market. I'm not going to call it the Asian market. I'm not going to sell your people. I mean, look at this motherfucker. He's got like 9 feet tall. So, but it is made for a shorter market for sure. Right. And to get on a scooter and to be able to hold the handles and not be overextended.
Yeah.
That's the thing is I try to explain to people like in weightlifting. You know, like if you held the weight out like this, 5 pounds, pretty quick it'd be heavy. You hold it like this, you can hold it indefinitely. Right. So your better arm position is tucked, so you're kind of like your lats are involved and you're not just handing it and shouldering it. But a high bar, that's what I like about the RS, I have it super high. That's gonna be a big, big difference. I mean, that's a huge selling point. Yeah.
Huge. I think that's the tallest handlebar in the market, for sure.
I can't wait to see that actually. I can't wait to see that.
This request was a little weird when we had the R&D meeting.
What, make them taller? Yeah, really? It's interesting.
I mean, like I said earlier, I look like a monkey riding it because it's so tall on me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm 5'4", so
no, but it's adjustable.
Yeah. But like when me and Dave were, testing it out, like, bro, this doesn't make sense. But it makes sense for tall people, 6 foot, 5'9".
What's the average like American height though? Is it like 5'9", I think, right?
Yeah,
that's what I think.
tall.
Yeah.
Oh, but if you look at the average weight, it's interesting.
Oh, we're fat here.
260.
Don't say that. Really, that's gross.
Yeah.
Sorry,
260.
I'm not racist.
Look at the average weight.
Cut this out. I'm not, cut this part. I'm not a racist, but I am a fattest.
How did the live stream get started? How did you decide to like?
I don't know. I just felt like I wanted anything to make the channel grow. And YouTube, it's a very hard business where if you're not like growing, you're probably not flat, you're probably slowly even shrinking. I had moments where I was more viral, and then the channel's been very flat for a long time, so I'm willing to do anything. And I think the strength of the channel is making one-on-one connections with people. And so live streaming, I feel like, is the way to do it. because people get into the chat, you answer their questions, you say their name. I say everybody's name. It's a big deal to hear your name in a stream of somebody that you might like. So, and I liked it. I did like it. I still do like it. But again, the reason why I'm trying to get sponsored, because I feel like I would do it more if I was getting paid, you know, because it is tiring when I'm done. But I think streaming is the future. Like, I think that everything is growing, obviously, technology, social media, but streaming, long format streaming especially. And I feel like YouTube is pushing it.
I've been seeing that a lot. It's not I mean, in all industries across, there have been a lot of live streamings lately.
Yeah.
At least on my feed.
Yeah. And it's weird, like, we're a little bit older, like, we don't watch gaming online. You don't watch gaming, right? But the whole generation before, they watch gaming and shit for hours.
Right.
And I really don't really watch live stream myself. I'd rather watch edited content, you know? But young people, whatever, I don't know if they just put that stuff on and just listen to it. But I like streaming. Initially I did think I'd like to get a Twitch platform. But if you think YouTube is hard to like get a channel going, my understanding Twitch is it's nearly impossible to start from zero. Very, very, very hard. Especially like, I know who I am. I'm 53. I'm not exactly the demographic. I'm old. But I like streaming because I like talking. It's a little bit of therapy too. Sometimes I get a little deep.
You know what's still popular is that Pokemon Go.
What's that? Pokemon Go?
Yeah,
The
and
app?
The app, and people are live streaming it.
Oh.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Because there is something now called in real life streaming. People like stream their whole life, not in a room, but actually
outside, yeah.
Yeah,
But
so-
you imagine how much data you're using?
That's getting tracked?
Yeah, well, not in terms of track, but like, you're eating up a lot of bandwidth having no Wi-Fi because you're out there. Unless you have a small like Wi-Fi mod.
I want to get somebody to follow me and shoot me doing deliveries live streaming. I really want to do that, but it's like not that easy to set up apparently, right? Like just to live stream and have a good signal, you need equipment basically, right? Yeah, I asked because I really feel like I know some people just stream through their GoPro somehow.
You linked it to your YouTube or whatever. I tried it once.
Oh, you tried live streaming?
Yeah, I tried live streaming on my GoPro when I was like doing, rides.
Were you able to make it work?
Yeah, it was working, but I just gave up because I don't have time to do all
If
that.
I could like, there are people on TikTok that have a lot of followers even, that the live stream their deliveries. And I just feel like I need a second person to help me do it, you know? But I don't know, just live streaming, I felt like I like doing it. And I watch a lot of like live stream poker online, so that's how I'm mostly exposed to it. I usually watch edited content, sometimes live.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think live stream, blackjack, I watch it all the time.
Oh, you are a gambler. You do gamble a little bit then.
Sometimes.
This guy. Who knows what that means? I've been around gamblers for too long. I mean, I hope you have it under control. But,
Yeah, but you're always cheering for somebody, like you want them to win.
Yeah.
yeah, it's fun. It's like,
against the dealer,
Yeah, people watch people eat. Like it's like you're sharing that. But they may say, is there any other questions about the V2? The tires are like what, 10 by 3, 10 by 275, something like that.
The same, the V2, right? Or
The V2 Cruiser, yeah.
So,
But it's like hybrid.
yeah, the tires are
They're
hybrid now.
going to be hybrid. I like the hybrid tires. I like the hybrid tires on my Mantis. I think the GTR also has hybrid tires, right? I do like that type of tire a lot because I drove around on off-road tires on scooters for years, and I just got used to it. You know, wasn't it you who actually? Was it you who said, "No, yeah, when you change, it was you. You're like, when you change to road tires, you're never gonna." It might not have been you. It might have been somebody else. This might have been a long time ago.
Because I don't go off-roading.
I'm confusing it with my friend from Singapore, actually. I remember when I used to always say Singapore, that's the home of electric scooters at one point. Right. That was where like all the mechanics. Right, I'm not crazy. I got the country.
All the crazy people.
I remember you guys. Did you guys ever meet Warwick from Rido?
Oh no, we never. I heard of his name.
You've heard his name before. I bought my very, very first scooter from him, but he had like a crew of guys from Singapore, and I got a very good early education on what's going on in this business. How, it was interesting. But he was the one who told me when I brought the scooter in to change from off-road tires to road tires, he's like, you're never gonna look back. Off-road tires, they are okay, but they're nothing like a good road tire. But I feel like the hybrid tire is pretty much just as smooth as a road tire. Although I tell people, don't go off-road with these things, you're fucking crazy.
You changed it with your Dualtron Ultra at the time?
Say that again?
You change it on the Dualtron Ultra.
Yeah. I got it with the Ultra, the first generation Ultra, when I put 11,000 miles on mine.
Yeah.
It's kind of like built my reputation with that scooter. It had off-road tires on for a long time. Then I put road tires on, and I would never like use off-road tires now. Sometimes I did because I have to. I didn't have anything. Actually, for a long time, I drove around with one off-road tire, one road tire.
What?
That's how classy I am. You can totally do that. It's no big deal. You can totally do that. I did that for a while because I just didn't have tires, But yeah, man, I like good. The hybrid tires, though, I think are a very, very cool invention. I think they're very fucking cool. I like them on the GTR a lot.
Yeah, I think that's very useful. A lot of customers like it. It's the GTR width is hard to find, so that's the problem. Like if you want to find a replacement tire, it's not easy.
Yeah, well, the only place I found it was like directly from their. They haven't. That's really was the only difference. Again, whether you can keep this or not, it's the only difference between like Dualtron and other brands is you can't find any Dualtron stuff through these secondary vendors. Yeah. But Cabo has their own line. You can buy, like I definitely bought, I did have trouble getting it on my scooter, right? I had to bring it here, but I did get a rim from them and tires, but yeah, otherwise they're impossible to find. That must be the only place that is selling that particular type of rim and tire.
Yeah.
The GTR is too unique, that's why it became 12-inch, I don't know.
Correct, but like I think Steve is bringing out a really good point. Like if you can buy some parts on AliExpress, it's great. But to the distributor, if the manufacturers don't give us a BOM list, ahead of time they put it on AliExpress, it make us look very bad.
Yeah, so I'm telling you, you guys having your own factory and shit and getting deeper into the business like that, like I see, like it gets rid of all that shit right there. You're not gonna like yourself have an Ollie page. Yeah. You're just gonna sell your, you're just gonna sell your stuff through your vendors, to your affiliate, to your page. But
it's very difficult. Sometimes we just, see something out of nowhere and be like, oh, we didn't know about it because we don't have the full list.
And since we brought up the GTR, it is interesting. Like, I really, it took me a while to adapt to it because that thing, the distance from the rider to the handlebars is insane. It needs the extender. But when I ride that, when I get out there, I am like, this is a special feeling. This is like, it's so big and heavy, it's almost like you're surrounded by it. Like if I'm gonna go over big bumps and shit that I don't see, I wanna be on that scooter. So while I'll tell you guys, I came here on the RS, it's like my favorite scooter to ride, but under certain conditions, I'd rather be on the GTR. That thing is special because of the size. 12-inch tires, they're big and it's so high off the ground. Yeah, it is. And that sine wave controller, the RS has a sine wave controller too, right? What difference, you hit that thing, it just throws you though. I mean, it's not, the GTR is just butter. That thing, it really does feel a lot different. I never really understood that actually, how they're both sine wave controllers, but it's so different.
So probably some tuning within the controller, how they tweak things, tweak some numbers.
I like the GTR. I mean, I know they have problems with it, but I think the people who have no problems with it just love it, They really love riding it around. Are you guys moving a lot of those? Again, just between you and me.
GTR?
Yeah.
GTR, I think we are still the top mover for it right now.
Yep.
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah. When would you pick the RS Midnight versus the GTR?
Okay, main thing for me is how much physical work is it going to be to drive? I think maybe you've heard this before. My hands are killing me. My hands basically hurt because I've been doing this for 5 years. I did 10,000 miles on mechanical brakes on that first Ultra, which is insane, mechanical fucking brakes. My hands hurt. Really, my whole body hurts because I'm older. My shoulders hurt, back hurt. So which scooter is physically easiest to drive? I think it's the RS. That's the least amount of energy output for me.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean it's the best scooter. Like I try to talk in absolutes, because the GTR does have certain advantages. If you're gonna hit some like unknown bumps in front of you, you're gonna go over that very well. And
how do you feel about like going from twisted trigger?
I think that this throttle that they have in the RS is terrible. I think most of the market agrees. They're trying to do something different there, I guess. It's a total mistake. Because especially with me, with my hands hurt, so I'm turning the knob with this, and these are just grip. It's a very fine, it's like using a mouse kind of, how I got elbow trouble from using a mouse when I played online poker a lot. But I'm lazy though. I feel like I just adapt to how hard it is. I could easily switch. This is a plug and play switch on the throttle. It's no big deal. But I like having, even though I don't like this type, I like having that and having this and having this on each different day that I go out. I only drive each scooter 1 day a week usually anyhow. This week I'm doing like full weeks of each scooter. I did a week of Dualtron last week. I'm doing a week of Cabo this week I just finished. Next week I'm doing all EMOVE Roadrunner. So, but I like, otherwise I'd use like, every scooter, it's like 7 days. I'd switch a scooter every day. I like variety in throttles. It's more important to me than, yeah, this isn't a great grip. But yeah, I would ultimately like to change that for sure. But I like how the handlebars are like tapered towards you a little bit. The riding position on the RS, that's what I feel is I really like. This was a hard ride coming up here though. When the roads are smooth, it's easy, but when you're on bumpy roads on any of these scooters, man, it's a hard fucking ride.
Do you think we should ask Emotion to change the throttle to down?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, they're doing a lot of things that are like novel, like new things, like things that nobody talks about. Is there's no voltage sag on this scooter, first of all. When you trigger it, nothing changes, which is, you would think that wouldn't be that hard to do, because I mean, new owners especially, like, oh my God, am I out of battery already? You get the half battery throttle and it reads almost zero. It's scary for new owners. But on the RS, that's the only scooter I've ever gotten that no voltage sag in the readout. But also, it also, all the way down to probably 10 or 20% usable battery, still hits its top speed. As we know, once scooter gets down to 50% or lower battery, this is actually how I gauge how much battery I have left. By how fast can I go in first or second gear, knowing how fast it goes with a full battery. So, but the RS seems to be able to, like, I drive it in second gear, just almost exclusively. 40 miles an hour. What the hell do you need to go faster than 40 for? And to me, it's a perfect scooter that goes 70, but if you drive at 40, you're at such a sub-max load, it'll last longer, Why destroy it? Why, you don't buy a car that goes 90 miles an hour and drive at 90, you drive at 55 or 60. But people with scooters think they're gonna drive 70. I think it's like a weird thing. Like, you might try it once. But anyhow, I just like it. You can go all the way down to 10 or 20% of what I consider usable, and I'm still getting 40 miles per hour in second mode. That's special, I think, about the RS. I also like the wider tires. I can feel it when I'm turning. That 3 to 3.5, that's a pretty big difference. It's like, I do like the wider tires on it, and I feel like the brakes are definitely more effective on that scooter than my other big scooters. I was telling Levin, actually, maybe I should bring it in, because I thought I could fix it myself, but my rear brakes on my GTR are just terrible. It's mostly, the front brakes are good actually, but I haven't been able to, and I know how to bleed and adjust the caliper and everything, so maybe we should just put another set of brakes on there. But yeah, every scooter though is good. There's no best scooter, because there really isn't, in my opinion. And if I ride it and put thousands of miles on it, at least it's a somewhat good scooter no matter what. Yeah. I still like the GT though, just the GT, the Wolf King GT. Awesome. If I had $3,000, if my mother asked me what to buy, I'd say buy that. Yeah. There's nothing, like, I like the Ultra 2, you can get that for $3,000 now too, I think, but no. I'm hooked on the dual forks at this point. After driving single stems for years, I feel like the dual fork thing is, the new buyer is gonna always look at a scooter. They think they're gonna sell a lot of these RX-7s, by the way. You wanna talk about that one?
RX-7.
Are you friends with him?
Dude, you wanna know something? This guy actually tried to sue us.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm friends with Andrew, right? So I know this. I know this. Yeah. Okay. He's told me a little bit. He told me a little bit.
Don't want to say too much because there's an ongoing lawsuit right now.
Okay.
Wow.
But we are ahead right now. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Meanwhile, this guy named it the RX-7. Like, you never heard of the Mazda?
No, I was what?
Yeah. That's an interesting, again, this is like gotta be off-record shit. I mean, I don't care if anybody hears me, but what was that guy known for? I'm not gonna say his name, but he was known for being a nan-robot reseller.
Right.
That says that volumes. Right. We know this is a piece of shit scooter, or not a top-tier scooter at all. And I think just by putting on Maguras and PMTs, this is gonna be more problematic. Like, I wish the best for the buyers of any new scooter. Like, I'm not cynical or negative or pessimistic, but man, to buy that, I just can't imagine. Like, even putting on PMTs is harder than putting on other tires. I feel like it's going to be a...
PMTs are a bit, the durometer of it is really thick, so it's harder to put on. I use, when I was back in Ryan, I'd do it manually.
But
usually you need a machine for that.
The supply chain is tough.
Yeah.
Italians, right, generally, They don't reply messages
Yeah.
for 3 weeks. They replace the
Oh,
order
that-
for
yes.
PMT.
That's and there's no PMT. Well, I guess you guys are dealers now at PMTs, right? So if people have trouble, they're calling you up, I guess, at this point. But that's tires. I mean, it's the customer's fault if they can't put it on. They don't know ahead of time. These might be harder to put on than a regular tire. But also, even with like Magura brakes, like good luck bleeding these lines. They're not as easy to bleed as just a regular standard nut or zoom brakes. So I don't think that's going to make a great scooter. And let's see what happens in the next. I read the forums very closely. I got a lot of free time. You know, I'm always reading Facebook and shit. And let's see what happens with this RX-7 because people like they're great. He's great at advertising. Got to give him credit. You know, why do people even know? Why is anybody excited about this scooter? I mean,
Scooter repairs are no joke. It's a lot of work.
customers are tough. Customers are tough. As you know, people will bring the scooter in for repair and leave it there. And imagine if it's your own little business. Like when I walk every time I walk into the warehouse, Levin always says, "Tell your people to pick up their scooters," because there's always people who will complain like you're taking too long, but they don't see the other end of the picture where and you guys can't complain to anybody as the vendor or whatever. Like you're taking too long picking up your scooter. But why are you leaving it here for weeks? Are people putting off paying for it? Do you think at that point, or at that point have they paid for it and they're just being lazy?
It's a lot of mixed answers, yeah. So
Yeah, but it's a tough business. I mean, I knew a couple guys who have like scooter garages, and it's pretty common for a customer to feel like to be so upset that they feel like this guy stole their scooter. You could tell a person the parts are coming from China. I have no control. It's going to be weeks, and the person will go crazy. I've had to like, because I guess I'm a little bit known. I won't say who, but I've had people contact me. Hey, I gave my vehicle to this guy, and I think he stole it from me. Yogi Steve, can you help me? And I make it a point not to get involved in other people's business affairs, you know. But the customers are tough. Customers are tough. So, yeah, Ryan's a very good guy, really good guy. I miss him. I'm sure I'll talk to him soon.
Hey, you done a couple, right?
yeah, back even before Voro,
You
and
working out in
then
the garage?
yeah, I did a lot of bikes, some scooters, but it's tough, and it's really you really have to charge high.
Yes.
Even though we don't have any overhead because we're in.
Yeah. Well, sometimes though you're buying parts in advance.
Yeah.
You know, he's also like, I would say this to his face, great mechanic. Most people who are great at like a trade like that are not going to be automatically good at business. I said, man, can I just be the manager? Like, I wish he lived in my neighborhood. He's down in Inglewood. I'm in Hollywood. It's a little far. But I was like, man, you need a manager so bad. And I'm good at that. I can't fix it. I can't fix much. But, you know, nobody's going to leave a scooter here without paying $25 a day. You know, you got to charge something, you know. You guys have the space. I guess you're okay. This guy has a small garage. But, yeah.
It's fun though. I mean, the nights that I was grinding just because extra money in the side, and then dealing with customers is a different story.
It's the worst. And it probably always starts like it's good when they first meet you. You're like best friends. Oh, this guy's gonna fix my scooter. My best friend. It's not ready in 3 days.
So towards the end of that journey of mine, I started kind of cutting out all the small jobs, like brake jobs. I cut it out. So I started pulling in high value customers. So
Bikes especially,
yeah.
those are big time,
So
right?
anybody that wants to do a ground up customization, that's the only people I take. So
Yeah, man.
But the trickiest part is when someone bring it in for one issue, but there's like 10 other issues.
yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, people and they try to work on it themselves, and Ryan opens it up. He's like, "What the hell did you do to this scooter?" You know. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm glad I can generally do my own tires, brakes, light framework, but I'm not gonna even bother like trying to learn electronic stuff. I feel like it's too deep of a hole. But
Oh, it's a big hole. Trust me.
I believe it.
I started with LED lights and then it just went now doing controllers.
Oh,
That's
man.
crazy, man.
Yeah.
I didn't even see this thing. This is awesome.
Cruiser 6. We didn't get another one for Cruiser V.
Yeah, we should get another one. This is from the Pillow Guy on
That's so
Instagram.
funny. It looks like a TikTok product. It does look like something like that. You just send a picture in and they made you a pillow.
Yeah, it's very famous now, I think. Like
That's
1
freaking
million
funny.
plus followers.
That's hysterical. But anyhow, so let's get the specs on the V2.
So we have a container coming right now. So
How many are in a container between you and me?
350.
Holy
I think
shit!
okay.
I thought a container was 50 for some reason. You have 350 units coming.
Correct.
And they're probably going to be all pre-sold by the time you get them.
They will.
You don't have a price listed online yet, though. I didn't see a price yet, do you?
No, we don't have a price list yet.
You just have a list.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we have a waiting list that we're
Right,
updating customers on.
That's what I saw. But I mean, that's just like a contact list, really. Those, you know. But I just feel like, yeah, that's going to be a big deal.
I think the main thing that people should know about is the story behind it. Because I mean, a new person will walk in. Oh, look, a Cruiser. but they don't know the backstory of how it started and how it developed.
Yeah, I think the interesting position we are in is that we have so many manufacturers we are working with, so we experience a wide range of issues that people don't normally talk about, but there's so much problems daily that we're trying to fix with all the suppliers.
Yeah, I can imagine. And look, this is a new product coming in, so it's a whole new batch of who knows what's going to happen. I'm optimistic, but when you sell a lot of units, X percentage.
Yes, correct. Correct.
Something
correct.
will always X percentage.
All right, my bonus code will work on this too. My Electric Scooter Academy. Perfect.
Your bonus code
Just give me-
for sure.
I'll
We'll
do-
set you up.
I'll
for
give
sure.
me the dual motor one. Okay, give me a dual motor one. Okay, please give me, because that way it'll be easier, a little easier to do deliveries on. And also I can prove, because I am skeptical, just straight up, how could it get the same amount of range? Doesn't make sense. And it doesn't even have to get like the maximum. As long as it gets like 35 or 40 of real life delivery miles, that's a lot.
Yeah.
None of my scooters get more than that, just my biggest scooters, delivery miles, or I'm driving mid 30s, high 30s, starting and stopping like crazy. No scooter gets more than 40 miles doing that. No scooter, my biggest scooters. So if the Cruiser at that price point can get that actual range, doesn't have to get 60, that'll be insane.
Yeah, we should definitely give it a try. Yeah, the speed is good. I think the deck size is good. A lot of accessories can still fit on a Cruiser.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually recently started wearing the box on my back for like my Thunder 3. The handlebar on that is just way too low, and it's very bad. With the box, I'm too far. So I finally started wearing, probably on the Cruiser when I get it, I will probably just wear a box on my back. I don't really put a lot of accessories on. I know a lot of guys like that shit. I usually keep mine plain. But yeah, well, I would love to bang out a lot of deliveries on it. That's how we're gonna sell them. If I'm doing deliveries on it, then it's a fine scooter.
Yeah, that's
and if
awesome.
something's wrong with it, we'll find out quickly.
Yeah. Agree. And I think so far, like all the road runners, the Cruiser, when we launch it, there's not a lot of critical problems.
Yeah.
Like critical issues that we cannot fix, if that makes sense.
Well, it takes a while, I think, to learn. I always call them systemic issues. Like if you look at the Wolf King GT Pro, and Ginger on Wheels did most of the work on this. So what does it need? The rear bushings, they actually have the wrong size nut on there, something, so the bushings wear quicker. So for a small amount of money, you can buy the goddamn bushings and just fix it forever, indefinitely. I think some of the GT Pros also had a problem where if you would switch gears,
while riding,
it would turn off a motor, right?
Yeah.
Not every unit, my unit doesn't do that. But once you identify these systemic issues, knowledge of the problem is the beginning of the solution. So we got to find out what's up with the V2 by putting miles on it. I can't wait.
Yeah, we have a after sale program we're gonna initiate for the Cruiser 7, so we'll have a close watch of anything that happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
EMOVE Cruiser V2 Academy. I'll start that today. I'll use the pictures that you sent me.
Which color do you want?
Oh yeah.
We asked everybody to choose already.
Oh, which color? I don't know. What are the options?
Black, white, green, and orange.
That's really hard to. If it's whatever's better for you guys, I guess. If it makes a difference, I don't know. If you're trying to get rid of a color, you can give that to me. I don't really care. Maybe less inclined to want black because every scooter is black. But yeah, whatever color you guys. It doesn't matter to me because I'm just not. I'm a utilitarian. You know this word? I'm into the utility of it. Minimalist utilitarian. That's what I feel like I am. So it'll be very cool. It'll be very exciting. It's really exciting to be when something new is. It's been a while since we've had something new come out. So yeah,
I'm excited.
Yeah. Even the white color, the pearl white that we chose, at night it's gonna reflect a different color.
Oh really? Wow.
Because ladies like it.
Listen to this guy. It is important to think and how the hell to break into that market. It's an interesting thing. For years poker was all men too.
Yeah.
Now it's got probably 15% women. It has changed over time, but
You also did a pod with Joey Diaz.
yeah, that was a very amazing thing for me. 9 years ago, right?
Right.
I used to say 7 years ago, but it's 2025 almost, right? It's 2015, almost 10 years ago. Basically, my buddy John, his name is John Bud, doesn't really smoke weed. His real last name is Bud. I can give his name out because he owns a martial arts school in the Valley. Before COVID, it was in Van Nuys, I think. Now he's in Sherman Oaks. But he trained Joey Diaz. Joey Diaz is into martial arts and stuff. You can, if you ever listen to him talk about it on Rogan. And this is so long ago. It's amazing. I'm so old. But yeah, he's for years John would talk about Yogi Steve this, Yogi Steve that. John Bode is my best friend from college. We're still good friends to this day. And Joey was always like, I always pictured Yogi Steve to be like a hippie with long hair, wearing patchouli oil, smelly. And I probably do fucking smell. Probably do fucking stink, but it's not from patchouli oil. It's from pussy. But listen, but anyhow, he was taking classes there, and I started teaching a kettlebell class there. It's called Hard Style Kettlebell. It's actually a style of kettlebell training that's based on Olympic training. And it's a very cool way to learn how to train with kettlebells. I mean, to this day, I still train people in it. I still train myself with kettlebells. But Joey Diaz was there. I trained him in this class for like 9 months. And after 9 months, he's like, Yogi Steve, like, I want you on the podcast. And I was like, really? Like me? I kind of felt like you must be running out of guests. Because like the guest before was like Be Real from fucking Cyprus. You know, I was like, okay, cool. So that was amazing. They got me lit on gummy bears, on fucking, I wasn't even into edibles at the time. But they had this thing called the Stars of Death, these red gummy bears, and like, just give me a little piece, Joey. I ate it, and I was really high, like halfway into it. But I'm like a stoner, I can handle it, I guess. But yeah, Joey, very nice guy. And he's interesting too. You know, everybody likes to text and everything nowadays. Joey will call you. He's like, Yogi Steve, if something's important, I'm gonna call you. And he really like, if you want to get through to somebody, you should call them. You guys are younger, but us Gen Xers know the importance of the phone call. But Joey Diaz, very, very nice guy. Super nice to me. He would always like pay for the class that he took and bring me free weed and shit. You know, as I smoked. And he had a lot of deals with cannabis companies and people always giving him shit. Yeah, very nice guy. I never felt like I was one step away from being on Rogan or anything like that. But a very cool guy, yeah. COVID took him out though. He moved back to like Jersey.
Oh.
Yeah.
His motivational videos on Instagram is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched that.
Yeah, his old comedies when he's karate Joey and he's fat, like that is when he's the funniest. But I miss Joey, man. He was cool. It was fun training him for like almost a year, like once a week. I just go to the school and we would train. I was thinking you guys should have a yoga class here. You guys need to work out. You train, right? What kind of exercise do you do?
I do Muay Thai.
Oh, so that's how you're built like this, basically.
Yeah, correct. Like the body is like leaner.
Yeah, and you practice no Thai, right?
No Thai.
Right, exactly.
Thai food.
That would have been a better joke.
Yeah.
That would have been a better.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that for?
Almost 10 years really.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Nobody knows not to fuck with you.
Yeah, I love
You're such a
martial
nice
arts.
guy. You're such a nice, gentle guy. Most tough guys I do feel like you would never know, and they're just gentle and nice because it's confidence. That's really cool, man. How did you just end up starting? You just started it and just wanted to start it?
Oh, I think that was before we have national service in Singapore, so like you need to get very fit because I want to get to the elite like officer kind of stuff.
Wow.
So I want to train really well. So martial arts prepared me well.
Especially Muay Thai. Martial arts are great, but Muay Thai specifically is like very like a real form of training.
Yeah.
You know? Well, that's cool.
Yeah, I saw you did martial arts too.
Oh, I guess like I tried to give you the clip notes on the story, but I trained from like the age of 11 to 25. I started with Japanese karate, Goju-ryu it's actually called. You know, just like one of the main branches of Japanese karate. I did that from like 11 to, I guess you go to college when I was 17, 18. And then I started doing Taekwondo in college. Did that for all 4 years. And when I graduated college, I started teaching Taekwondo. It was my first job out of college. I taught Taekwondo for like a year and a quarter. And I was like, okay, one, I'm never having kids. Because teaching martial arts is mostly kids, at least what I was doing, and like the sound of them and it was crazy. They drove me nuts.
They'll scream.
But after like doing that, that was kind of like I do things for 10 years often in life, like 10 years of poker, maybe a little more, 10 years of yoga, 10 years of martial arts. By the time I'm like 25, it's already like done. But I can kick really good. I have a very good roundhouse kick.
That's awesome.
I'm not a real tough guy. I'm not a real tough guy at all. I feel like I don't ever want to be in a fight. Even in a real fight, when you hit somebody, you break your hand. You know, there's very little wins in a real fight. You know, so I'm not a real tough guy, but I had great flexibility even then, more flexibility from being in yoga. But martial arts, I think, are just crucial for people, like for kids, basically, when you're young. I mean, especially like, kids nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great discipline. And
That was me 10 years ago, or maybe more.
Were you
15
trained? You were
years.
training or something?
I did Wing Chun for like half a year.
Oh, yeah. So you learned about the center line punch.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
You used the door too?
Yeah.
The wood?
The wood.
You should have stuck with that, man. Those dummies are pretty cool, man.
Dummy wood.
Trying to find. Let's see. I think I have a picture of
That's
me
because
from,
of all Bruce
teach you?
Lee.
Yeah, you see, this is when I was really.
Oh, that's
young.
you?
With hair too. With hair too. Enjoy. Look at Mike. He's like, let me see that.
Dang.
Yeah.
Flex.
Look at he's like, look at all
Can
that
we put
hair.
this picture
See,
up or no?
He's looking at the kick, but it's really the hair that he's mostly interested in. I was just 20. I was in college in this picture, so I was 20
If you didn't
probably.
tell me, I would have think Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh. Let me tell you something. Like at the time, like that was our role model. Like as a kicker, as a kicker, you can make fun of him now, but as a kicker, he was the first person to put his leg in the air and do repetition kicks. And that was my thing. I had all I had was a front leg roundhouse kick. I could just put it in the air and hit anybody, you know. But I had great instructors that would just beat the shit out of me, and it was good. I would beat the shit out of the students. The instructors would beat the shit out of me. But I taught for a while, but I just, you know, I gave it up. But it's a good thing to have in your background. You carry it with you forever. 6 months of Wing Chun, I guess, is better than nothing.
Yeah, I mean, because it was a mixture for me. Because I used to dance in high school and college.
Oh, really, really? Wow.
So that was.
We got to get you active again, man. We got to get you working out again, bro.
I'm getting old, so. But yeah, I want to
never get too old with working out.
You're not. You're 30 something. You said.
32.
We can get you back in shape.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I want to.
I do actually say as a trainer, I train a lot of people for many years. Up until the age of 40, you can make a lifestyle change. After 40, very hard to get people to change their diets, or even just like, you probably would still enjoy working out. You know, you probably would, especially if you're eating good, you'd enjoy working out. But you get to 40, you never really worked out. It's like very hard for these people to like start. I definitely noticed that in training people for sure. So it's good that you're training. I'm glad I'm in shape, because to be older and like not in shape, it's a typical American, you know. And my girlfriend is not only a doctor, but she's a marathon runner, Boston Marathon qualified. She's a flamenco dancer. I'm just bragging.
Damn.
But yeah, she's got legs that go for.
That's a lot of things going on.
She's got legs that go on forever. That's a compliment, right? But being in shape though, like, and I've had girlfriends that were out of shape, but you know, it's just my own thing. I like being in shape. I like, you know, I'll be 54 in a couple months, so. Yeah.
There are so many scooters here, but I think you have a lot of sponsors. You must have a lot of sponsors like trying to sponsor you now.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, last year was more. Last year, probably because of the effect I had with you guys, I got so many emails. I don't think I was the only one. I think last year was a peak of YouTubers getting emails from like all these companies. I don't want to say like Chinese companies, but I mean brand companies I never heard of. And I got a couple of things this year. I usually just make one scooter and then sell it. Last year, I was a couple times a week. Can we send you a scooter? Sure, send me fucking scooters. It's fine. This year, it's definitely a lot slower. This year, I think. I think actually, I was talking to David from Electric Scooter Guide.
Yes.
He was saying I think this year is going to be like the next year is going to be very important. To, like we're going to lose a lot of these lower end brands. They're not going to be able to survive. It's going to be make or break time. You know, it's only becoming more competitive. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think for those lower brand entry level models, now there's more tariff to them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the 25% tariff only applies to the high end ones.
Wow.
So now it applies to the low end ones too. So a lot of them are going to see a price increase.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I really have very little interest in working with anybody else, and we got a good thing going on here. So. Let's just keep moving.
Awesome. Thank you for being with us.
Forward. Yeah, of course, man. I'm flattered you guys wanted to hang out and talk. I actually thought we were doing like I didn't realize it was mostly just talking about me, but I'm happy to come in. Yeah, man. Thank you very much. Good to see you guys.
Awesome. You want to talk about Roadrunner V3?
Oh yeah, I haven't even thought about it. It's interesting. You've been posting about it.
Yeah.
But how is the? I haven't really read much about it. You've been posting a little bit. How is the V3 going to be different? Like the smaller model in the V3, the V2 to V3, not the Roadrunner Pro next one.
Yeah, not the Roadrunner Pro, the next one.
The V3. What are the differences going to be with the 3?
I mean, the biggest one will be the suspension.
Oh, it's going to have a suspension coil on it.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to look at the pictures. I don't even know if I even looked at it.
And then the pedal kit.
A pedal kit, so you can get away for the people who live in very strict areas. For people who live in strict areas, you can put the pedal kit on and pretend that you're pedaling this thing.
No, but you can actually pedal.
But it does actually.
You can pedal.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Does the market wants this though, right? It's weird living in California, where I feel at least this part of California. I know other places they're being strict, like Orange County. But it's weird thinking like a guy would get pulled over. But I think that's the bike world though, right? Like the scooter world,
the
they don't care.
bigger bikes are more of a threat.
So the pedals make it so you can kind of say it's legal, I guess. Interesting.
Especially Europe.
Oh, yeah, Europe is a big one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I believe it. And it's funny, when the V2 first came out, I remember it was a big deal. Like, this scooter has no suspension. And I remember first riding it, just being honest, like, oh, yeah, this is hurting my ass. Let me tell you something. I do 50 miles on it now. I did a dual battery shift recently. I don't even notice it doesn't have any suspension. You adapt. I think you adapt to the scooter. Your body gets hard. It gets hardened. And like the V2 doesn't feel like an uncomfortable, no suspension scooter to me. It's hard to ride physically.
Don't you have the old seats too?
And I have
Oh
the
yeah,
seat.
he has the old seat
I have the
still.
old seat that's like being
Oh,
assaulted.
he still has the old seat?
Yeah,
And
he
so
has the
mine's all
old-
ripped and shit. Yeah, I don't even have the new seat on.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And even then, I'm fine. I just feel like you adapt to it. You know, you just get used to it. So the V3 is going to have a suspension coil, though, huh? Wow, that changes the design of the scooter a lot, though, quite a bit, right?
A little bit. Yeah.
Yep.
Not too much.
Is it going to have the same like battery?
Yeah.
What I
Similar
really
battery.
love about this scooter is that even though it doesn't have like crazy ripping acceleration, I think that protects the vehicle from like having problems. The way I always described it was, I think the BMS on this is like dialed down or something, so it only goes like takes off at a certain pace. You can get to 30, but it takes a long time. But that's how you get 25 miles out of this battery, you know. And you don't see problems of like motor burnout or battery problems on the V2,
Right.
which is really, you know, that's super important, you know. Well, I can't wait for the V3. I'm ready. I need new products, so whenever we're ready to go.
Yeah, but even the Pro, only the cables are burning out.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them, but there's no motor failure that I know of.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. I think we have the systemic problems on the Pro narrowed down. What are the problems? Problems are some people have trouble seating the bead on the tire, which is kind of typical because it's not easy to do your first time. People eventually do it. They eventually get it done. And so some frame stuff. So you came out with a new bolstered frame. That new frame, I'm pretty sure is going to be resilient and it's not going to have any problems. And what else about the V2? Yeah, the thing is, I never disconnect my battery, and I don't even know why guys are. Just fucking leave it in there. You don't even have a second. You don't even have. If you had a second battery, fine. But guys, for some reason, they have to plug and unplug it. I guess it's designed to do that. But the guys who are doing that, a percentage of them are having trouble with it's the connector, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yes. I never had that problem. So I never disconnected my battery, and I just leave it in there. And if somebody asked me, I'd say, "This is not." Not like we ever talked about it, but I know you guys marketed it as a removable battery, and people asked me, said, "It comes out, but I don't think it's really removable. I think it's kind of made just to stay in there. Just leave it in there. Unless are you carrying the second battery to put in? No. So removable batteries even on scooters to me are a weird thing. I think that market research might make it seem like people want the battery to come out of the deck, but I'm trying to think why. Like, is it if people who have a house who want to put the scooter in the garage and then bring the battery in? Like, why don't people want to bring their scooter into their house, you know, or their home? But I guess like some people must not want to. I guess
Yeah, I think New York is a big use case
Yeah.
for us.
that's that for sure. That makes sense.
Yeah. Then we're trying to increase the wire gauge on the Roadrunner Pro, so that doesn't happen.
You guys will fix that. I'm sure you'll
Yeah.
fix it. I mean, you're aware of it now, and it's happened a bunch of times. You know, you
Yeah.
can see it in the group. But again, like I feel like if you just leave it plugged in, you'll never have that. I can't imagine you'll have that problem.
Yeah,
And some of these guys get their scooters wet too, which is a mistake.
The connector, when people take it out, put it back in, sometimes you'll forget it's all the way in. So maybe they'll go off and then.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
Interesting.
They don't put all the way in.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
think it's
yeah.
in, but it's not, and then
Yeah.
it starts causing problems.
Yeah, then they have
but like
problems.
you don't take it out at all, and you have no problems.
I got 2,000 miles on mine now,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah, the V3 is the first like scooter that's really made from the community. All of them are chiming in like what to change.
Yeah, it's very cool, man. I mean,
Yeah.
we're just getting started. I think the sit-down scooter business is just getting started, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's probably the first kind of form factor.
You're still pretty far away from that coming out, though, right?
Yeah, it's still a while away.
Months, many months, right? I mean,
Yeah, a few months.
yeah.
Yeah,
I can
it's no joke.
imagine.
Yeah, Levin is like cracking his head all the time for every issue.
Yeah.
I can tell. I don't believe it. Yeah, I know, man.
Where's my scooter? Where's my parts?
Yeah, that's your life, I guess. That's your life. What are you drinking? The Rehab Monster?
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
The lemonade, I think it's a new one.
Yeah, I gotta stop drinking. Actually, now I have to go to the bathroom, so let me go. We're probably almost done anyhow, right? Should I
Yeah.
disconnect?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. 11, that was fun. Boss, good
Thank
to
you,
see
sir.
Thank you
Thank
for
you. Thank
coming.
you.
Interview. When do you think this will be posted?
Hey, Mike, when will it be posted?
It's gonna be posted 1 month from now.
All right, I believe me, I have a lot of footage like that too.
Yeah.
All right, look for the interview within a month. The secret's coming at her. It's all about the EMOVE Cruiser V2 and also the EMOVE Roadrunner V3. All this stuff is coming out. We're excited about it. So, all right, guys, thanks for having me. Look what they got me. Melvin said to me, "When you're high, you can eat this." You
Yes.
fucking said that, team.
This is from Singapore.
This is Singapore, awesome.
And this is a traditional Asian egg roll.
Thank you very much. Awesome, awesome. I went to the International Food Festival yesterday, actually,
Oh.
at the Pasadena Rose Bowl. It was fucking great. It was really good. But thank you for this. This is incredible. Yeah, I'm glad I brought my backpack with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Janae's gonna like
You want another energy drink for your ride home?
No, thank you. Mike, it was good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah.
Always a good time.
Take me back to my scooter, okay? Melvin,
All right. Thank you,
we never
sir.
got a chance to talk, so it
Yeah.
was beautiful.